Hello, we are here at incredible Hoxton Hall, with the amazing Arlo. Hello, how are you doing?
Hello. Good,
Here you
thank
are.
you. Yeah.
Obviously, you were meant to play in this venue.
Yeah, it was supposed to be my first ever headline show in London. So I haven't played a headline show in London yet, which is weird.
Ever?
No.
No way.
Never. But yeah, it's a beautiful space. I feel like it feels intimate, as we were saying before, even though it's so big and tall.
Yeah. No, it's an amazing space. Obviously, we're doing our live stream gig here, which is going to be a very strange experience.
Yep.
It's going to be as full as it is now currently. It's going to be quite a weird experience.
After walking around and learning a bit about the venue's role in the community, how do you feel about the kind of importance of smaller venues like this?
I feel like, especially when you're like an emerging artist, when you're doing those kind of like first circuits around like the UK and stuff, all the venues you play are independent venues. Like they're the kind of building blocks of like your career as an artist. And also like the character of all these. I feel like all those like weird little venues with like character and those like in the backstages that are like tiny and there's like weird stuff everywhere. Those are the things that like characterize like the first few years or whatever of an artist's career.
Also, I feel like there is a like disconnect in a lot of people's minds between like I guess like they see their favorite artists that are massive playing at like the O2 and like huge venues, and what they fail to realize is that obviously these small venues and grassroots venues are where people play before.
Exactly. And I feel like, you know, I don't know, that sense of like intimacy that you have when you're playing to like, you know, 100 or 200 people. I think that's what I miss most about like playing. Do you guys have like a favorite memory?
I'm trying to think favorite gig moments. We have this one song called Mighty River, which is very stripped back and it's just us two, and then we have this big moment, a cappella moment at the end of it. And we once, like when we were really early on playing acoustic gigs, we were just like this really like kind of what we thought was this poignant moment of like kind of, do you know what I mean, like complete silence that kind of shocked people, and then just a baby cried throughout the whole final section. So that was a good one.
It's kind of a sad song, so it kind of fitted the theme, maybe a little bit, maybe a bit too sad, baby crying.
I was in Bristol and like I was singing like again one of my like super sad songs, and this girl was just like slowly twerking, like with her hands on the point.
I think
throughout the whole
slow twerk.
Thing. It was slow. That's like poignant.
We had a twerker once.
We had a twerker once, which is totally inappropriate for our kind of music.
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, yeah, I don't know when. Yeah, no, it's definitely not. But it was kind of a moment where you look down at someone twerking to your song and you think, I've made it.
But it's those things that like make things like so. It makes it so exciting because like when you're playing live, you don't know what's going to happen. Like you don't know what you're going to get.
And when you're playing live on the smaller venues, when you're playing live on the larger venues, you can't see what's happening in the crowd. Whereas in these places, it's that intimacy that you get from being in a space this small. You can see the people at the back of the room, all of the faces.
Yeah, the faces.
You know, it's where artists really cut their teeth and learn how to engage with people.
Yeah, and I think there is something about, you know, the people are like literally like a meter away from you. So you have to like learn how to like perform and connect to someone who's literally standing right there, staring at you.
And you've done some quite big tour supports before, right?
Yeah.
Who you supported?
So I supported Lil Kana and Jordan Mackay. And like, even for example, like playing, like, because Ali Pali was Lil Kana's show, and like, I know, being on a stage, that bit, there is that sense of like distance. Do you know what I mean?
So weird.
You know, it's strange to feel that like separate. I mean, obviously, like the space is massive, and obviously the sound is so big, and it's really exciting. But I think, like, I don't know, when I played my own headline tour after that, and I was playing to these like smaller rooms where sometimes the stage wasn't even that raised. Like in Brussels, it was literally like this high. So like everyone was right there.
Can you tell us a little bit about how COVID-19 has affected your live campaign?
Well, I mean, obviously it's stopped it.
No way.
Yeah, I was doing, at the beginning of the year, I was doing like my first headline tour, and then so we got like most of the way in, and then like COVID struck, and so we couldn't do those like final two Brighton and London shows.
Big two.
And so it was like the big two as well, yeah. And it was like, especially like my year had been planned to be very much of a live year. So I was supposed to be supporting Hayley Williams in the States. I was supposed to be doing like 40 festivals. Like it was very much like a live geared thing. And I think, you know, when that all stopped, obviously it was devastating. But I think for me, it was important to just like focus on A, the fact that like at some point gigs will return, and B, like focusing on like creating and making music, because that was all I could do at the time. But yeah, it was nuts. Just because like even just going to gigs is like such a big part of my like life when I'm home, you know?
Same.
And I was like looking on my phone. I went to see Angel Olsen at House with Apollo. That was my last gig that I saw.
How was it?
It was nuts. And I was looking at the videos and I was like, I can't imagine.
It was so surreal.
It was like surreal, like 3,000 people there.
It's like,
but
seems so illegal.
last gig I went to was Brittany Howard at Kentish Town Forum. And it was like, like one of the best gigs ever. And I don't know if it was just like matched by the fact that there was this like impending doom that was just not going to be able to do that. But again, when I look at footage, I'm just like, this just seems too surreal to think of like 2,000 people in a room all together, like bunched up. It just seems super strange. I guess.
Yeah.
But no, obviously, very exciting news you've had recently. Your album is coming out.
Yeah.
Super exciting.
Yeah, it's coming out in January. I think that's been like the kind of silver lining in this time, to still be able to write and put out music. And I feel like everyone now is at a point where they're like, they want music as like a source of like comfort, because it is such a chaotic, difficult time. So, you know, being able to provide that to people means you're still connected.
Did that play into the writing of the album a little bit? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I wrote it during lockdown, like most of it. So it wasn't really, you know, it's not like lockdown based. I'm not talking about 2 meters. But I definitely think
single social distancing.
I definitely think having that time though to like just sit down and reflect and like just dedicate like weeks and weeks to writing really was like a strange blessing, I would say.
Thank you so much for sitting down and talking with us. You know, these venues are really important.
When this is all kind of get through this, I'm sure we'll see each other on a festival lineup at some point.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking forward to, man. Summer festivals.
Yeah, it's quite, yeah. Okay, amazing.
For 1 hour, we are sweat. We are unbeautiful. We are held and electric blue. I don't know you, but for 1 hour, we are completely together. We are not tired. We are not dark with the personal, because here is the music. Here are the limbs. Here are the kisses behind the barrier. Here is the sticky heat. I feel it in my spine and my feet. We're alive. We're alive with all of it. And I promise we'll feel that way again soon.